All right, welcome back. My name is Chidambaram. I am your CISA coach. This is yet another episode in our CISA question of the day mega video series, which is designed to help you think like an ISAKA CISA champion and pass the CISA exam on your first attempt. One question per day, real CISA style exam questions, clear analysis, explanations, and giving you exactly the concepts, the logic, and the exam mindset which you need for success on exam day. So by now we have covered a lot of ground, lot of questions together, and if you have been following the series consistently, I hope you have noticed something very important. You are no longer just learning the answers. You are no longer memorizing answers. You're learning how CISA questions are constructed. You're learning how to identify distractors, keywords, and most importantly, the reasoning behind the correct choice. And that's exactly what separates the candidates who pass from the candidates who struggle. So, if you're seriously preparing for this exam, don't forget also to explore the complete set of CISA success resources which are available to you, starting with the CISA Accelerator Pack, the CISA Flashcard Library, the CISA Question Hub, and of course, the latest edition, the definitive CISA Last Mile Guide Book 2026. Your final companion, bringing together the most tested concepts, common traps, exam hacks, and high yield revision material just for exam day. And not to forget, of course, this particular playlist of many videos covering a question per day. And also, last but not the least, the 10-hour CISA crash course on YouTube, the complete crash course covering all the important topics across all the 5 domains. Right, now you've got everything that you need to pass the exam. Enough talking. Let us see today's question. Well, there you have it, my ultimate study tool to pass CISA in your first attempt or at least in your next attempt. It comprises of the toolkit, the CISA Accelerator Pack, the Visual Blueprint, the Flashcard Library, the Question Hub, the definitive CISA Last Mile Guide, and a host of things including the mock exam. All of those things you put it together and there you have it. You are guaranteed to pass CISA, and I'm telling you out of sheer experience and the joy of seeing people pass, more than 100 people have passed in the last few months just by using the resources. So what is stopping you? Just reach out to me and I'll share you the link to access those resources. Just I am just one message away, either on LinkedIn or on YouTube or on Instagram, wherever you see me, just put this across and I'll share you the link and you will be able to pass CISA as well in your first or at least in your next attempt. So please don't wait for this. Don't wait for somebody to tell you this. Go for it right now. This is a common ISAKA exam concept. Okay, let's see the question first. An organization has implemented a file integrity monitoring or a FIM solution on its critical production service. The solution continuously monitors system files and generates alerts when unauthorized modifications are detected. So they're asking for detective control. What is the primary purpose of implementing this control? Okay, prevent unauthorized changes to critical files, detect unauthorized changes to critical files, encrypt sensitive files to protect confidentiality, restrict user access to critical files. Have a guess and then we'll discuss. See, the question is testing whether you understand the difference between preventing an event from happening and detecting an event after it happens. So that is one of the most constant things that ISAKA has in the CISA exam. So let us do our step-by-step activity as usual. Step 1 is to identify the keywords. Let's look at the most important words here. The keywords are FIM or file integrity monitoring, critical servers, continuous monitoring, generate alerts, unauthorized modifications. So the biggest clue out here, and which is also our keyword, is monitoring and alerting. Whenever you see these words, monitoring and alerting, your mind should automatically think this sounds like a detective control. Let's go to step 2. Understand what FIM actually does. Let's understand the technology itself behind the whole thing. A file integrity monitoring or a FIM solution generally creates a baseline of important files. For example, OS files, application files, configuration files, system binaries, and so on. So it records the characteristics like file size, file permissions, hash values, modification dates, and all those things. So later, if somebody changes a critical file, the system compares the current state against the baseline, and wherever there are changes, it alerts the security team. Okay, so let us look at the options. Option A, prevent unauthorized changes to the files. This is a common distractor. See, the word unauthorized changes appears in both the question and the answer. It is tempting, right? But ask yourself, does is FIM preventing somebody from changing a file? No. If an admin with sufficient privileges modifies a file, FIM will not prevent it from happening, right? It will allow the change to happen. It will only detect and report it. So prevention controls usually will be used. They will be talking about access restrictions, change management, application controls. PAM will be more important. FIM does not stop the event. Option A is gone. What about option B? Detect unauthorized changes to files. This perfectly matches the purpose of FIM. We'll keep it aside. Okay. Let's go to the next option. Option C is on encryption of sensitive files. See, encryption protects confidentiality. It ensures that unauthorized individuals cannot read the information. But FIM is not an encryption technology, right? It does not transform data into unreadable formats and all. So option C is gone. Option D is restricting user access to files. Again, access restriction is all about authorization. File permissions, access control lists or ACL, identity management. FIM does not decide who can access a file. It only identifies whether changes have occurred. So option D is also gone. So that leaves us with option B. And why option B is right is something we should know, right? The purpose of FIM is to monitor the file changes. The purpose of FIM is to compare against an approved baseline. FIM identifies unauthorized modifications. FIM generates alerts for investigation. And that is what design, the whole thing about detective controls are all about. So that is why option B is the right answer. And remember, preventive controls stop something from happening. Detective controls, on the other hand, identify something that has already happened. Okay, and corrective controls, for the matter, fix or recover after the event has already happened. So remember, FIM is always about monitoring, and monitoring is always about alerting, alert, logs, reviews, and ultimately a detective control. All right. All right. So that's today's question done. So if this question made you pause, think, and analyze before jumping into an answer, then that's what I have supposed to do. I've done my job for the day. The candidates who pass are not necessarily the ones who are memorizing. Don't memorize. This is a mindset exam. You need to know, think like an auditor, evaluate the risk, identify the best answer possible, and eliminate distractors. If you are finding value in this entire series, please do like the video, share it with a colleague or a friend preparing for CISA, and subscribe for more CISA question of the day episodes. And if you are really serious about passing the exam, make sure that you are checking out the complete CISA success ecosystem comprising of the CISA accelerator pack, the flashcard library, the question hub, the definitive CISA last mile guide, and of course, this particular playlist and the 10-hour CISA crash course playlist. Okay, links are available in the description. Also, connect with me on LinkedIn. You are always there on YouTube as well, on Instagram. Subscribe to my videos. I always share practical CISA tips, exam strategies, and audit insights. So, keep learning, keep thinking, keep sharpening your auditor mindset. And I'll see you in the next episode with another question analysis. Until then, bye.